Particular play, touchdown.
Great play call by Shotty. We got the coverage that we wanted. All I knew is I had to run my route the way I knew how and finish the play, and that I did in 7 points.
It seemed like there was a battle out there. Every possession, it was either you caught it or there was a penalty flag.
It's normally how it goes. That's why I said no one can really guard me. It's just me dropping the ball, and I don't do that often. So it's just a series of events. It's a great experience for me. I've learned a lot, and on forward, we're moving forward.
When you see a player like Jadeveon Clowney getting the sacks that he did, I mean, what does that speak to the defense today?
Man, JD's showing up, and I'm happy. The defense is showing up. They're playing together. We're playing together. The camaraderie is building. The brotherhood is building. The bond is overall growing. And, I mean, we can feel the energy throughout the environment, the facility, the stadium. The fans are involved. So, overall, we feel good. We take this win, sit on it for about a week, see y'all in Detroit after this.
Shotty said earlier in the week that you had that look in your eye. You wanted this to be all business. How personal was getting back out on the field and having a performance like this tonight?
This game ain't the only game I'm about my business. I can promise you that. So do what you want with that info.
How'd that turkey leg taste?
It was cool. It's cool. Better than I expected.
CeeDee Lamb after the game. You can catch all the Cowboys postgame locker room on DallasCowboys.com after the fact. The Cowboys take down the Kansas City Chiefs 31-28, the final score from AT&T Stadium. And Nate, we saw a recharged, re-energized, refocused CeeDee Lamb, especially in the first half. He made some big plays, and then, of course, as soon as Kansas City started looking his direction, that's when it opened things up for George Pickens. This is the reason you have these two guys here.
And I've always believed this one thing, that we cannot deal properly for Dak if we don't have CD and Pickens. These guys are a pair. They are one, and that's just the bottom line. One cannot be as big as they need to be without the other. CD, way to come back, baby, way to block out whatever was there, and yeah, you're the man.
Let me go ahead and translate that for y'all. That was Nate's way of saying pay George Pickens. That was Nate's way of saying that. Double J, get the man paid.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct, Nate. These guys have to be together. These guys are in tandem, along with Jake Ferguson. I don't think you can remove either one of these three guys from the equation. You need all three. And the way that these two receivers complement each other is just exactly what you were saying, Nate. If you swing one way, you're going to double one side. You can't double both receivers. Well, you can, but then you're going to be ISO with Jake Ferguson. That's why I say you need the trifecta. But one guy starts balling in one game, and you start focusing on him, and then the other guy starts balling. And then you start trying to play pong and start going back and forth, and you just can't. You're going to pick your poison, and the quarterback that's throwing them the ball is too good for you to be trying to pick and choose which one you want to put your attention on.
Yeah, that's why, they call these two the dynamic duo, or at least I call them the dynamic duo, because you need both of them out there to be productive offensively. But when it comes to CeeDee Lamb, this is what the great ones do. They challenge themselves to get better. He challenged himself. I got to quit these drops. I got to come out here for my team and produce. And that's exactly what he did. 7 catches, 112 yards, 1 touchdown out there. He challenged himself. He got better. And now it's moving on to the next one in Detroit.
That's the thing, is every time he's come back and refocused like this, he's had a better performance. You saw it again today in Arlington. We've got more Berry Church, Isaiah Stanback, Nate Newton. I'm Kyle Yeomans, and we've got our very special guest from inside AT&T Stadium. It's the one, the only Malik Davis, who had a 43-yard rushing touchdown in the win. Malik, thanks for taking some time with us here on Cowboys OT. Congrats on the win. What does it feel like to have this momentum continue over these last 3 games, and now what is a pretty nice winning streak for the squad?
First, I just want to thank God. He put us in this situation. Without him, we wouldn't be here. And it feels amazing. This team, we had a kind of a rush start, but we kept stacking, kept believing in the coaches. The coaches kept believing in us, and this was the outcome.
Malik, this is Berry Church here, man. You had a great game out there tonight. I just want to know, on that touchdown run, what was the thought process once you got through the hole and saw that the only thing lying between you and the end zone was that hole safety, and he was in the way, and you made him miss? What was the thought process going on right there?
Make them miss and go score. That's it. I can't get caught. Make them miss and go score. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yep. This is Nate coming at you, Malik,
thank
man. We like what you've done. You've come in here. They release you. You come back. You get on the practice squad. You build up. You're integral part of the running game, man. What does that mean to you?
It means everything. I've been working my whole life for opportunities like this in this moment. It feels great. It means everything.
All right, Malik, man, this is Isaiah Stanback. I got 2 questions for you, boss. First question, how much does that chain weigh? And then number two, what does it feel like when you were in a close game and you line up in the huddle with CeeDee Lamb on one side, George Pickens on the other, Jake Ferguson at tight end, and your QB4 leading the way?
The first question, it's high, it's up there, some grounds, but me just knowing CD and George out there, I just know we winning the game. Like honestly, in my head, I just know like can't nobody guard them. I don't care who it is, so that's how I feel, and I just know when we throw that ball up to one of them, they getting that ball. So.
Malik, it really feels like you are one of the best stories right now on this Cowboys offense. You come in as an undrafted free agent. You work your butt off. You continue to be a part of the franchise. You're in and out. You're on the practice squad. You're not. You're back up to the active roster. I mean, what does it mean for you, for all the work that you've put in to get to this moment when the world is watching, to show out the way that you did today? Because you've worked for this and you've gotten to this point.
Like I said, man, it feels great. You know, I just kept trusting in God, kept praying every day for what I wanted, and I prayed every day when I was back at home for this moment, and I prayed hard for it. And this is the outcome.
Well, Malik, congratulations. First off, I think we can all say we are happy for you. We've been cheering for you since training camp out in Oxnard, not only this year, but in years past as well. Congratulations on a great game today, and we look forward to seeing more of them down the line. All right, Malik Davis joining us here on Cowboys OT. Awesome stuff as always. And that what a moment that touchdown was on Thanksgiving in front of everybody to help seal a win over the
really do whatever we want to do. I feel like we got the guys in the locker room, we got the leaders, in the coaching office, and the front office, you know, they behind us. So you keep that energy going. We right where we want to be. We got to keep attacking practice with the mindset of, look, we ain't done nothing yet. You know, it won't mean nothing if we don't get this next one. So as long as we keep attacking the weeks like that, I think we're just going to keep getting better.
How's the body?
Body's great.
As far as like knee and everything like that, I mean, you taking anything anymore, or is it just now you're just out there reacting and doing what you do?
Oh, no, I'm just playing football now. I'm just reacting, playing a real NFL game of football now. So I'm ready to go. I'm rocking.
Is there anything that they did offensively that surprised you guys? I mean, they got off to kind of a quick start, but, you know, I mean, that's happened now 2 weeks in a row, but you guys, you know, took that punch and didn't miss a beat.
Oh, no, that was good. I mean, they done exactly, you know, what we thought they was going to do. Attack the perimeter, try to get that going. Got some very speedy finesse guys out there. So their game is to let them get in space and run. So we made some adjustments, but, you know, they had a short week too. So we knew it wasn't going to be too complicated of what they was going to do, and they was going to do what they like to do, and that was RPO, sling the ball to the outside, and we just had to run and hit. And once our D-line started going there and you got pressure in his face, now we just got to do our job in the back seven and cover. So, like I said, we just taking steps to get better. It was definitely a good showing. You know, that's a great team, great quarterback, great weapons all around them. So you come out with a dub like that, no matter how many points, like that's huge.
Can you talk to the mentality of the team right now, back into the season? Would you say some mentality right now because y'all really can't lose a lot of games on the stretch?
I think it's just a win mentality, and we ain't even thinking about the play. It's just like, let's win. You know, whoever next on the schedule, like, let's beat them so we can worry about the next one. Because we already know, like, the playoffs and nothing, it ain't gonna matter if we ain't winning no games. So the mentality is like, look, we the best. We got to prepare like the best. We got to play like the best if we're going to do that. So that's what that is.
What does it say about your team that you beat the two Super Bowl participants from last year in 4 days?
It just say we won two ball games against two great teams. And that's all that say. In order for us, you know, to keep pushing forward, we got to win the next one. So.
I like that mentality there from DeMarvion Overshone, talking about how it's 2 wins against 2 great teams, which it does mean something. Let it be completely clear, because you're 6-5-1. You're above 500. When's the last time we talked about the Cowboys being above 500? It's last year. Actually, really almost 2 years ago now. Jeez. But with all of that being said, you continue to see this defense step up in huge scenarios. It happened again today. I mean, Isaiah, when you look at this defense, it's a completely different feel, where now this offense can go out there and say, didn't do our job on one play or one drive. This defense still has our backs.
No, absolutely. And you heard Demo talk about it right there. once that defensive front gets going, it's very hard to stop this defense. You got the guys at the second level. We have a wave of linebackers. We have a wave of D linemen. Defensive backs, they are actually relatively good when they come up and press man. We saw that today. That was one of the weaknesses of the Kansas City Chiefs. So when we actually got out of that zone where we're sitting back and giving up 8 yards, 10 yards at a time for free releases, and we get up and repress, this team is dangerous. You saw I almost called him Kermit. You saw Patrick Mahomes. Saw Patrick Mahomes running for his life. All right, whenever we had that press, because it disrupts the timing of those guys getting off the line of scrimmage, and the D linemen are able to go hunt. You heard Demo right there just say he gets to go run and hit. It was the name didn't come to me, Dom.
He's too great of a player, man. He's too great of a player.
You can't forget that name. He's the Hall of Fame. You can't, and then you can't throw out that it was Kermit.
Yeah.
Can't make it up, ladies and gentlemen. Can't make it. But I love it. What Isaiah's talking about is how rush and cover, how they're working together.
Yes.
All right. And when you have a defensive line like that, you're able to, as a defensive back there, you're able to sit on a lot of routes because you understand the ball has to come out fast. And when you have those 3 interior defensive linemen working the way they are, forcing quarterbacks to get off of their spot, and then you have those defensive ends crashing the pocket as well, it makes things a lot easier for the secondary out there. But in this game, I liked how they worked together because even when the defensive line might have gotten held up a little bit, the secondary, they held their own, all right? And they gave, that defensive line an extra tick, an extra second to get after Patrick Mahomes, move him off of his spot, and either force an incomplete pass or get the sack. So I love what I've been seeing, especially these past 2 weeks with the reinforcements that they have on this team defensively, getting after the quarterback and the secondary holding up in the back end. It's a formula for success.
DeMarvin Overshown has done a great job. He's coming off major knee surgery. He comes out there and he makes solid tackles, man. He brings energy to this defense. And so when you see that right there, I thought it would be 2 or 3 weeks from now before we see the best of this guy. But he's bringing the energy. He's making open field tackles on great players. He's doing a good job, and his defenses are gelling well together.
Well, and they continue to win the line of scrimmage, too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's really been impressive. In a complete overhaul. This is once a team that was not very good on the interior, and if anything, was a weak spot on the interior. Now
Cowboys Nation, what we've witnessed over these last few weeks is bigger than a win streak, bigger than a momentum swing, and bigger than any single highlight. What we're watching is a transformation. A team that was counted out, dragged through doubt, questioned from the outside, and even doubted from the inside at times, has suddenly found its identity again. And that identity is simple. The Dallas Cowboys refuse to go quietly. This team is playing football with urgency, confidence, and something we haven't seen consistently in years, resilience. The victory over Kansas City wasn't just another game. It was the moment Dallas stood up on a national stage and said, "We're not done. Not even close." Dak Prescott is playing the best football of his 10-year career. His poise, his timing, his willingness to take shots down the field when the season is hanging in the balance tells you everything about his growth. That 51-yard strike to CeeDee Lamb was more than a completion. It was a declaration that this offense can hit you deep, hit you fast, and hit you exactly when you least expect it. And speaking of weapons, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens are becoming a nightmare duo for every defensive coordinator in the NFL. Lamb bounced back from a tough performance and reminded the world what a true WR1 looks like. Pickens is evolving into the kind of receiver who can take over games with one play. Physical, fearless, unpredictable. His ability to flip the field, win contested catches, and close games is exactly what makes a championship offense dangerous. But the story doesn't stop there. If Dallas is alive in this playoff hunt, it's because the defense has finally turned a corner. Quinnen Williams has changed the entire complexion of this front. His presence forces centers and guards to commit inside, freeing up edge rushers and linebackers to attack. Jadeveon Clowney looks revitalized. DeMarvion Overshown's speed is warping plays before they develop. And suddenly, what was once a liability is now one of the most active, attacking, and disruptive defensive fronts in the NFC. This team didn't fold when Mahomes answered. They didn't panic when the Chiefs gained momentum. They didn't crumble when mistakes happened. Instead, they responded. They fought back. They matched every punch with a counterpunch. And that's the mark of a team growing into something greater. For the first time all season, Dallas looks like a group that believes in the head coach, believes in the locker room, believes in the game plan, and most importantly, believes in itself. That belief is starting to become execution. That execution is starting to become wins, and those wins are starting to become hope. Now comes the real test. The margin for error is still razor thin. The playoff path is narrow, but it's not closed. Not when you have an offense this explosive, a defense waking up at the perfect time, and a fan base that refuses to give up. So, Cowboys Nation, I want to hear from you. Do you believe this team can finish the job? Are the Cowboys finally showing the heart, grit, and fight needed to make a real push? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe so you don't miss a single update. This is Cowboys Nation Report, and we ride together until the very end.